Right, I'm not sure what this game's going to be like. I think it's going to be a walking
Dear Esther,
simulator again.
the gulls do not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place. Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly and their shepherds the lowest of the miserable classes that populate these Hebridean islands. 300 years later, even they have departed.
Right, I might have to go out of there and go through the other door. If this door don't open. No, that door don't open. Right, I haven't seen anything yet. That's a lighthouse there. Can I go in the lighthouse? But they all do the same. They all put in. So I've got to go up. Well, I've got no idea. I was thinking I was going to fall down then, but I didn't.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter.
Well, that's weird, because
perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I have to go up there.
There was once talk of a wind farm out here, away from the rage and the intolerance of the masses. The sea, they said, is too rough for the turbines to stand. They clearly never came here to experience the becalming for themselves. Personally, I would have supported it. Turbines would be a fitting contemporary refuge for a hermit.
And a
The revolution
Sorry, I
and
heard
the permanence.
Sorry, bad joke. I was expecting there was going to be a run button, but there's not. All the say the trigger buttons and
The mount is clearly the focal point of this landscape.
the other buttons just
It almost appears so well placed as to be artificial. I find myself easily slipping into the delusional state of ascribing purpose, deliberate motive to everything here. Was this island formed during the moment of impact? When we were torn loose from our moorings, and the seatbelts cut motorway lanes into our chests and shoulders, did it first break surface then?
No, it was a beautiful game, but I don't know what I am.
When someone had
supposed to
died or
do.
was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts.
Down there.
My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
No? It's not simply the flesh.
They were God-fearing people, those shepherds. There was no love in the relationship. Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation.
I'll go look up here.
It was stolen by a visiting monk in 1776, 2 years before the island was abandoned altogether. In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradictions?
Another way around, so I'm going to have to turn round in a minute and go back on myself. No, she hasn't got a run button. It is kind of annoying. No, all you've got is basically all the other buttons just zoom in. No, that's where I came up. So I've got to go back on myself. I am a little bit confused with this at the moment. Oh boy. Right, thanks for stopping by. I'm trying to figure this out. I have no idea what this is. I know it's Dear Esther Landmark Edition, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, it's another cave.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
That's weird. I wasn't expecting to be able to go there, but letting me. No, I can't. Oh, I think I'm gonna die.
Come back.
Apparently I can't go that way. Well, it's worth a try.
I find myself increasingly unable to find that point where the hermit ends and Paul and I begin. We are woven into a sodden blanket, stuffed into the bottom of a boat to stop the leak and hold back the ocean.
Hold back.
My neck aches from staring up at the aerial. It mirrors the dull throb in my gut where I am sure I've begun to form another stone. In my dreams, it forms into a perfect representation of Lot's wife, head over her shoulder, staring along the motorway at the approaching traffic in a vacuum of fatalistic calm.
That sort of traffic. Oh, we'll go this way, I guess. Whoa, 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 gently down the stream. If you find a lobster, don't forget to scream. Can't go back. Oh, can go back up. I'm going to give this a break because I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to be doing.